Hello, and welcome to Reader's Workshop for day 5 of our fun pathway through our unit on partners in survival. Right? Trying to find ways that animals support each other for survival. Our targets or our objectives for today are I can compare and contrast two texts. So we're going to go back and look at the last two pieces of reading, both about the three sisters and planting the garden, and then energy and the sun. Those are our two articles that we'll use for objective number 1. Then I can answer questions about a text, and I can find the definition of a word and use it in a sentence. All right, so your book, remember your mentor text has the fish on it. We're going to be using the first two mentor texts, the energy from the sun and the three sisters farming method, right? And you should probably go back and reread both of them. Take a look at the notes that you left to try to remind yourself, get yourself back into connecting with those articles. And then we're going to talk about the article. And since we're not in person, we're going to have you write those answers. Okay, and the answers can be written right in your English notebook. Okay, so the question, after you complete reading both articles, okay, you're going to compare and contrast the main idea of energy from the sun and the three sisters farming method. So thinking about the main idea on energy from the sun, and then the main idea of three sisters farming method. And what about them is the same? Okay, and what about them is different? Okay, when you're thinking about what about them is the same, remember that our unit is all about partners in survival. How do organisms work together to survive? So how do those two articles connect to that topic? That will help you find how they're similar. Okay, and then of course, the second part of that question is how are they different? Okay, now I realize you won't have this slideshow when you begin your work, but I did put these questions, I wrote them out and put them in the English folder for today, so you can go back and look. Okay, again, you'll be answering these in your English notebook, your yellow notebook. All right, and then we're going to take some key vocabulary from these two articles. Okay, we're going to focus on absorb, release, survive, properly, energy, nitrogen, carbohydrates, and harvested. Okay, we're going to start by determining the meaning. Now, you might use the word in context. So maybe you can reread the sentence or the couple of sentences where the word is found, and you can understand the meaning. Okay, so you can write your own definition. Maybe you already knew the definition from your past experiences. So again, you can write it in your own words. Okay, the other option would be to talk to someone. Maybe your family or your friends can help you understand what the word means. Or the other option is dictionary. Okay, you can look it up either online, or if you have a dictionary at home, you can look these words up. Okay, so this page here is in your mentor text. It's in the Partners in Survival text. Okay, just the same one you were just using with the fish on it. Okay, and on page 30, there's this chart. So you'll write the words. Each word gets its own block. You're going to write either your definition or the definition that you found in the dictionary. Okay, and I highly recommend going back and finding these words in the article, okay, to see if you can figure out the meaning right from the article. And then you're going to use the word in a sentence, right? You'll have to write small. I know the boxes aren't huge, but do your best. You're going to fill them in right on this sheet. Oops, excuse me. All right, so making meaning, again, on page 30. And I, again, put that on your work assignment in the English folder, just in case you forget. All right, and then our last piece for today, okay, is also a question. And it's just based on this week's text and your independent reading. What have you learned about how living things help one another survive? Right, this is directly connected to our science that we'll be doing next week and our study on partners in survival. How living things help one another survive. How does the Three Sisters farming method show living things helping other living things survive? All right, so think about those answers. And then in your English notebook, you'll be writing those answers in there. And the great part of this thinking is not only are you becoming a better reader, you're connecting and thinking about your text. Okay, you're also starting your dive into science and how our world works. All right, again, any of this information that you need is in the English folder to help you. And reach out to your teacher if you have any questions.